Hello and welcome to another episode of Learning Simplified. So today we are about to learn about external CSS. So far you have been working with the inline CSS and then you got a little bit of concept on internal CSS, like this one we are seeing here, dot tag holder. Here this is the class name. So if you provide hashtag, then this is an ID, and if you instead of hashtag if you provide a dot, then it presents a class. Always remember to place a class name or an ID name before here. And this is the selector name that we are talking about, and these are the properties like width 600 px, then separated by a separator, then comes another property. So all those properties, those comes under this parenthesis over here, and that is the way. First of all, you are declaring a class name over here and mentioning it with a selector name, and then what you are doing, you are just calling that class name or selector name against a particular tag. So this is the basis of introducing CSS into your HTML page. Now the question is, if we make all these stylings over here, that will turn your HTML page a little bit of weighty, and that is why in case of loading, the loading speed will practically decrease and the loading time will increase. So in an effort to make your web pages more faster, write all these contents, all these class name, ID names, separator, etc. Those things are separately written into a separate page, and they are linked to the web page in an order to make all these style statements appear into your main HTML page. So today we will be learning about external style sheet. First of all, we have to create a separate page. But before that, there is also another procedure in preparing your style sheet. Just get back to your project, and beyond everything, first of all, create a new folder and name it as CSS. Now the necessity of creating this folder is, you would never like to have those style sheets, the JavaScripts you have created and all the necessary same categorized files and other stuff. They are just roaming around into your root project, into your root folder, and they will search it first, and then it will be rendered into user's computer. This is not evitable. So it is always a good practice to organize your files into some different folders. Like I have created here CSS. Actually the style sheet that I am going to create here, that will be created into this CSS folder. And the same thing goes for images, or later when we will be acquainted with the other stuffs, that we will see that for the separate types of file kinds over here, separate kind of folders will be created for them. So right now, as I am creating a style sheet, that is why I will be creating a new folder known as CSS, and inside which I will be creating a file which is known as something like this. You may name it anything you want. I am naming it as style sheet dot. All these style sheet pages, external pages, those will be linked to the main HTML page. Those pages, those are known as the CSS. So I am naming the extension name as .css. Now this style sheet .css has been produced over here. So all we need to do is to get back to our project, and if we see here, we can see that a new CSS folder has been created, inside which a style sheet.css has been produced. So this is the style sheet.css that has to be linked with this index.html. So I am getting back to style sheet.css, and there's no, as usual, there's no code over here as we haven't inserted any code yet. So all we need to do is to first create some specific codes here. Now we will be copying a particular part of this style sheet element. What is the set of characters this style sheet is actually using on? So all we have to declare first that this style sheet will follow the character set of UTF-8, and that is what is written over here. And then it declares that this page, it is actually a CSS document. So it is also been declared over here. Now we are getting back to our project. The first thing is about the body of this page. Right now, if we want to link our index.html with the style sheet, then all we need to do here, we have to deduct this part. So far we have created over here. Suppose I am deducting this part from here and I am just pressing Ctrl S over here. Now if we get back to our project, and we will see that no such kind of stylings, those were being observed in our previous case when we used internal style sheet, those we have actually created here, all the stylings, those are totally gone, because we are now not using any kind of those stylings over here. All of those things, those are eliminated, and this now stands for nothing. That is why all we need to do, we have to create this style sheet, these style statements over here in this page, and in doing so we are eliminating this BG color property too. All we are doing, we are just copying this color code from here. That is what we needed. So all we are doing here, we are cutting this thing from here and we are removing this BG color attribute from this body part. Now we getting back to our stylesheet.css, and all we are writing over here as HTML in case of any background color, or in case of any image that you want to insert as a background image of your web page. All you need to do is to declare it as a background, and after that put a colon and just paste the color code that you want to appear here into your style sheet. Now if you just provide this separator, always remember to provide a separator over here. Separator means this semicolon. Now if you get back to your index.html, first of all save the document, and if you now get back to your index.html, you will see that just get back to your project, reload, and you will see that the background color is gone. So far you haven't linked this style sheet with this index.html. So the first part is about linking, how to make that linking over here. That is why all you need to do is to provide this code link href. Now here comes the relative path. So what is the folder name that you have created over here? CSS. Provide it with the file name over here. This is the file name, stylesheet.css. Now as you have provided the file name over here, after that you have to declare the relevance of this property. It is a style sheet by nature, and then comes to declare the type. The type is text by CSS. Then all you have to do is to close this. So as you can see here, it is an empty tag. So this is the link that is actually linking this style sheet element to this index.html. So let's get back to our project, and first of all save this document, get back to our project and reload, and you see that the body background color is back into action. That means that stylesheet.css, this page is now linked to this index.html. Now if you provide those other stuffs such as just press Ctrl S, get back to your project, and you see that all those things, those are back in action over here. In this manner, if you provide any kind of properties over here, and if you want link it, and if you link that style sheet over here, and if you call on those properties, those selected names by names actually over here, then you will see that all of them are executing the same property as it has been mentioned in this style sheet element. So that's up to this tutorial. Now you are acquainted with how to link this style sheet element with the style sheet page with your main index.html. And now you know that if you write something like this over here, and if you call these things over here, those properties will be reflected over here, and you will get the entire element as it should be, as you have styled in your stylesheet.css. So in the next tutorial, all we are going to do, we are about to create some properties, and we will be discussing on about those properties over here. And thank you for watching it.